This episode of FineScale Modeler's New Product Rundown features Moebius's Proteus, Hasegawa's Emily, Meng's King Tiger, and Wingnut Wing's Camel. New Product Rundown, proudly brought to you by Hobbyco, distributors of fine model kits from Italy.
Welcome to the New Product Rundown, FineScale Modeler's twice-monthly show where we tear open the latest kits to show you what's inside. I'm Elizabeth Nash.
I'm Aaron Skinner. We start today with a subject that's been long awaited by fans, a 1/32 scale Proteus from Moebius.
This submarine was one of the stars of the popular 1966 science fiction movie, Fantastic Voyage.
In the film, the miniaturized vessel travels into the body of a comatose scientist, so the five-person crew can remove a blood clot in his brain.
With only 60 minutes to save his life, the crew contends with the body's defenses, as well as the work of a saboteur.
An escape in the nick of time, all surrounded by groundbreaking effects and stirring music.
The first thing you'll notice about Moebius's Proteus is the size. In 1/32 scale, the sub measures at about 16 inches long.
Surface detail on the sub's exterior, like the movie prop, is simple and limited to streamlined shapes, hatches, and the big window frame.
The lower hull includes the open bow intake, something akin to retracted feet, and vents.
The rudder, rear dive plane, and front planes are separate.
The interior makes up the bulk of the kit's contents, starting with the floor that nestles in the lower hull.
At the top, under the bubble, is a pilot's position with seat, floor, controls, and a cradle.
The passenger seats at the front can be displayed stowed or operational. The pilot's position sits atop an airlock with a detailed hatch.
The remainder of the front cabin detail comprises a chart case, control table, structural girders, cabinets, and walls full of equipment and dials.
Hatches top and bottom have detail inside and out.
Aft, behind a bulkhead and door, is a nicely appointed lab with sink, couch, counter, and cabinets. The surgical laser is also stored here.
The instructions include a full spread of detailed color callouts for the interior, and another spread for the exterior.
Clear parts supply a two-part stand and the clear bubble for the pilot, as well as the large front windows. It gets sandwiched between the upper hull and a separate inside frame.
A small decal sheet provides dials and screens for the interior. Outside are warning and name labels, as well as the prominent steps.
Detail and size make Moebius's Proteus well worth the wait, and it should be a...
Wait, don't tell me. Fantastic?
I was going to say fun.
Next, we have Hasegawa's 1/72 scale Kawanishi H8K2 Emily.
This new tool kit, released for Hasegawa's 75th anniversary, replaces an H8K with raised surface detail that's been in the catalog since 1967.
More than 160 of these large flying boats were built for the Japanese Navy,
which used them for maritime patrol, reconnaissance, bombing, and transportation throughout World War II.
Fine recessed panel lines mark the big plane fuselage halves with raised lap joints at the wing and tailplane roots. The finished model will be close to 16 inches long with a wingspan of 21 inches. The nose is separate from the rest of the body.
The wings and horizontal stabilizers show similar panel lines. A subtle change in texture marks fabric sections on the wings and control surfaces and should look good under paint.
Those wings are secured and aligned by long spars attached to bulkheads inside the fuselage.
One of the kit's highlights is detailed crew compartments separated by those bulkheads, including instrument panels for the cockpit,
floors for the flight deck, bombardier's position, radio navigation, an engineering room, waist guns, and tail turret.
Plenty of crew space makes for a lot of windows, and the kit supplies them on two trees. The windshield incorporates part of the fuselage, and much of the glass is engineered to be installed from outside, which will ease painting.
Hasegawa provides more painting help in the form of pre-cut masks for all 110 panes.
The engines feature two complete banks of cylinders, a separate crankcase cover, four-bladed props, exhausts, and cowl flaps.
The wing floats are molded in upper and lower sections with good surface detail and sturdy struts. Modelers can arm the Emily with either 8 bombs or 2 torpedoes, and the kit comes with dollies to beach the seagoing plane.
Interestingly, the kit comes with 11 crew comprising separate arms and heads.
Decals provide markings for 3 Emilys in overall dark green over light gray. Wing walks and other stencils are included.
And if you need more incentive to build the behemoth, this release comes with a sharp poster showing a cutaway of the plane. The colors are given only in Japanese, but there's plenty of visual information.
A ton of detail and smart engineering should make Hasegawa's new H8K2 a welcome addition to any World War II collection.
Speaking of World War II, from Meng we have the latest in the recent surge of 1/35 scale King Tiger kits.
The ultimate German tank of the war has been the subject of 3 all-new kits in the last 4 years.
Many of those have been released in multiple versions. How does Meng stack up?
The sharply molded lower hull features cast texture on the belly and side armor. Individual plates are separated by good-looking weld seams. Locators molded inside most likely fit Meng's interior set SBS 037, sold separately.
Rather than full torsion bars, the road wheel arms attach to a plate added inside the hull that is keyed for alignment.
The arms themselves have casting texture and detail on both sides. The wheels have nice ridges and bolts with separate hubs. They sandwich polycaps that will leave them movable.
The same process anchors the drive sprockets and idlers. Lincoln-length tracks ground the big vehicle, and the kit provides a jig to replicate the King Tiger's characteristic sag.
The upper hull glasses, side panels, upper plate, and rear panel have cast texture and weld seams molded on.
Separate hatches for the crew and engine have detail on both sides.
A frame supports plates for the engine grates.
Photo-etched steel supplies grills for the engine openings, and there's a form to shape the raised screens over the forward intakes.
The side skirts are separate and come as single runs for each side. The mounting holes are open with bolts molded in place.
All of the tools and fittings for the hull are provided separately with petite clasps molded on.
The plastic cables look good and should pop under paint.
The turret includes an inner sleeve that thickens the armor to scale. External surfaces, including the top, reveal more of the subtle cast texture. The hatches can be posed open, but the only interior detail is the commander's seat.
Optional mantlets are given, and the main gun comes in both plastic and metal.
A clear tree provides vision blocks and periscopes.
2 figures to fit the turret hatches round out the kit.
Decals give markings for 4 King Tigers. 2 from fall 1944 that appear to have Zimrit in the painting diagrams, and 2 from winter 45 without the anti-magnetic paste.
Meng's new Tiger II has some nice features without being overly complicated.
Finally, a look at one of Wingnut Wing's most anticipated releases, a 1/32 scale Sopwith Camel. Finally, a look at one of Wingnut Wing's most anticipated releases, the 1/32 scale Sopwith Camel.
An iconic World War I fighter, the Camel was difficult to handle, but in the hands of an experienced pilot, its agility made it a tough opponent.
Yeah, Royal Flying Corps crew reportedly said the Camel offered a choice between a wooden cross, the Red Cross, or the Victoria Cross.
Excitement has been at fever pitch since Wingnut Wings announced that it was adding Sopwith's Thoroughbred to the company's extensive catalog.
They've released 5 kits representing different engines or services. We're going to look at the USAS boxing.
The fuselage halves are marked by fine panel lines on the metal plates adjacent to the engine and cockpit.
Stitching marks the starboard half, and an optional part gives a different pattern. The terrific instructions clearly show which one to use for the marking options.
Rib stitching and tape mark the one-piece lower wing.
The outer upper wings mate with optional center parts featuring either small or large cutouts.
All of the ailerons are separate, but the remarkably thin rudder and elevator are integral with their respective stabilizers.
As with all Wingnut Wings kits, the cockpit is a masterpiece in miniature. The side walls incorporate the cabane struts that should make for a sturdy structure.
Up front is a well-molded instrument panel, magazines for the machine guns, rudder bar and control stick, floor and undershield.
The rest of the cockpit detail includes a floor with wicker seat and fuel tank.
Photo-etched belts dress up the seat.
Optional machine gun bodies model 2 types of interrupter gear with separate cooling jackets, cocking handles, and spent shell chutes.
Both a Cleargay 9B engine and Gnome 9N engine are provided. The instructions clearly show which goes with which marking option. Detail for both is nice with separate pushrods.
The cowls, the kit provides all 4 options for different configurations, but only 2 are used here, are one-piece rings with thin trailing edges.
Struts for the wings and landing gear look right, and the aircraft can be fitted with a belly rack to carry up to 4 20-pound bombs.
Typically terrific Wingnut Wings instructions include a color-coded rigging diagram.
Cartograph printed decals provide markings for 6 American Camels, including a few post-war fighters.
Another first-rate World War I release from Wingnut Wings.
And with 5 kits to choose from, there should be enough here to satisfy any modeler's Camel craving.
As a note, the Camel is also available in a duelist boxing with an LVG C6.
Look for reviews of the Camel, Emily, Proteus, and King Tiger in upcoming issues of FineScale Modeler magazine.
And you can find more new products in the May issue on sale now.
Also, check out our website for more reviews of books and decals.
Thanks for visiting FineScale.com. I'm Aaron Skinner.
And I've seen Titanic a lot.
Sad, really sad.
The first thing you'll notice about the Moebius's Proteus, That is funny.